Okay, joining me now on Yahoo Finance is Ndamukong Suh. Ndamukong, it's hard for me not to ask you about your Super Bowl win in football, but in a lot of circles in the NFL, you're known as what I found in one story about you, the NFL's secret finance nerd. So my question to you is, where are you putting money to work right now?
All over, but truthfully, I love real estate. It's one of my pride and joys. Grew up around it and in it with my family, my mother and father at an early age. And then I've been blessed to have many great mentors, probably most notably Warren Buffett. So obviously into the stock market as well. And just finding ways to be creative and be a part of different companies and adding value. So super excited about the opportunities that have been afforded to me and creating more.
I recently caught up with Carson Palmer, and he also told me he's investing a good bit of his capital in real estate. Why is real estate so attractive to you right now?
Real estate is one of the most powerful vehicles for generational wealth, in my opinion. And obviously, just having twin boys with my beautiful wife has been exciting. And I want to be able to have assets that I'm able to pass down to them, but also not allow them to have something that they can just spend. Obviously, you can't. It's hard to spend a building. As one of my good friends has said many times, and it's something that's exciting as well, and it's transformative. Being able to change communities, be able to advance them, and obviously get the community involved in things that are betterment for them is exciting as well.
Is it single family homes, multi-family homes you're investing in?
Single family homes are primarily focused on mixed use developments. I had a handful of projects in Detroit as well as here in Portland, Oregon, where I spend the majority of my off season. And so it's exciting for me. And I think we have some game changing aspects that we're working on in and around affordable housing. I'm not a big fan of affordable housing just because it's always seemed to be subsidized by the cities and states. But I think we've created a model which is more on the private side of things that allows folks to be a part of it from the community, but also have your own ownership in your own particular building and be successful.
How do you find time to study all these investing opportunity? Being an NFL player, it's a full-time job in and of itself.
Yeah, for sure. But having going into my 12th season right now, I've been lucky enough to master how to train and prepare for each and every single week. As we get prepared for the season here in the off season, I've got a great performance director that I work with each and every single day, as well as a great physical therapist and naturopath and all the different gamuts of my particular team, which then affords me the opportunity to have time in the off season and even between meetings and in the evenings when I'm not with my kids, just be able to study, read, and do different things like that to continue to push my brain and be able to compartmentalize myself.
What got you started in investing?
I would say really just the curiosity. I was very fortunate when I was in Detroit. I met a great family friend now, a guy named Gary Schiffman that runs and operates a company called Sun Communities, which is actually a publicly traded REIT. And I got to sit in his office after going to work for the Lions and being there and sitting in his office, understanding all the different pieces he's working on. And then he allowed me to start very small with investing. And so being able to learn those lessons, be very hands-on, that's what really intrigued me. And now it's really just having the opportunity to grow that and really have an opportunity to do things on my own now that I've been able to be taught by some of the best in the world.
What's your investing philosophy?
My investment philosophy is primarily focused on things that I enjoy being a part of. So not only having the aspects of being able to build things with my own hands, of being an engineer, which is obviously what I went to school for at the University of Nebraska, and then being able to change people's life and be able to be a part of products when I'm looking at things from a VC or PE opportunity to say that are going to be able to change other people's lives. One of the best companies I think that I've been able to invest in is Ember Technology, which is temperature controlled aspects of devices and getting them to a place where people can make it easy for them to enjoy coffee when you typically go to a Starbucks and it's nice and cold by the time you get to your first or second drink or sip. So being able to be a part of companies like that and help them grow is exciting to me. And I've always enjoyed that.
You don't strike me as a crypto investor.
I'm not really big on crypto just yet, just because I haven't had an opportunity to fully understand it. It's very volatile. Obviously, not like the stock market where there's kind of Monday through Friday when it's being traded, and it's kind of that finite time throughout the day. Crypto's nonstop. I feel like it's something you have to be on top of every single second of the day, which that isn't afforded in my particular lifestyle and what I have going on. So I'm still understanding it. I think there's going to be parts and pieces of it where it's going to be very prevalent in our lives as we continue to move down the road with it. So I definitely respect it and understand where the times may be moving, but I'm going to take my time to fully grasp every aspect of it before I get fully invested.
What stocks do you own right now?
As I mentioned, Sun Communities is one of those. Berkshire Hathaway, of course, being an elite group or elite company from that perspective. I think there's some other amazing ones. I'm actually a part of a SPAC called SAS, which is an amazing group. And really, I'm excited about the opportunity to work with Tim Fertitta and his companies and everything that they have going on. So I've got some pretty good ones in my portfolio.
Very few people in the world can call Warren Buffett a friend. You call him a friend. When did you first meet him?
I first met Mr. Buffett right when I left college. So we fortunately enough went to the same university. I met him my senior year, actually my senior game. He was an honorary captain alongside myself. And after that, I left the season on my way preparing for the NFL, asked at that time, our athletic director, Coach Osborne, the opportunity to meet with him. He said, I'll put in the ask, but I'm not sure you'll be able to, he'll guarantee that you'll be able to meet with him. But luckily enough, I got to do the meeting, and we hit it off and been friends ever since. So typically try and get a chance to speak with him, usually on a quarterly basis, which is very insightful always.
Have you talked to him recently?
We spoke probably a couple months ago during the holiday times. So I'm actually due to probably to make a trip out there, and I know I got to typically would go out to the annual meeting and spend some time with him in and around that. But everything is virtual at this particular point in time.
What's the biggest investing lesson you learned from Warren Buffett?
Probably say the most important one that I've learned from him is focusing on the people. People are what are most important about businesses and them running and being successful. And if you've got good people that are running and operating those companies, which he has a lot of great people running a lot of great companies. As you see, Mr. Abel is one of those. Pegged to be one of his successors is obviously a great thing. And so that's what I look into companies. And as I said previously before about Ember Technologies, Clay Alexander, the CEO of that company, is an amazing human being and one of the reasons why I invested.
You said you're a Berkshire Hathaway shareholder. Will you continue to be one when what it looks to be Greg Abel does take over?
Yeah, I definitely plan to. I think it's all about the long-term goals and being patient and being focused and having been able to interact with all the different people over there. I think there's a strong hold of folks that will be able to take that company to new heights. God forbid anything happens to Mr. Buffett in the next 100 years.
Are you surprised? He's sitting on a ton of cash. Are you surprised he hasn't made a big deal yet?
I'm not fully surprised. I think he's very calculated and understands where he wants to go, as he calls it, his big whale that he wants to take down. So in due time, he will make that right decision, or they will as a collective group to take down that particular whale and use some of that cash wisely.
Switching gears a bit, now you're calling yourself an investor in Amp Human, which I would take as a consumer products company. Why are you putting your name to that and money?
Yeah, Amp Human is a great organization, pretty young, but at the same time, it's been a part of my success in the professional leagues for many, many years. I owe a lot of credit to them being able to help me get to 2 Super Bowls and most recently winning the one here down in Tampa, which was obviously amazing. And from my perspective, just the things that they're building towards and the new test cases that they have coming out for different products, for consumer products, I think is going to be amazing. So I wanted to be a part of that and continue to obviously leverage the opportunity of what I've been able to create and be a part of a great organization.
How much longer do you think you're going to be playing?
I joke around with one of my partners, Joel, that I'll probably play another 5 years, although he doesn't want me to. But I feel really good at this particular point in time in my life. I love being down in Tampa. I look forward to being hopefully retiring there. But truthfully, I think the sky's the limit for myself and seeing how much longer I want to play. I feel great. And like I said before, I've got an amazing team that keeps me in tip-top shape and prepared for each and every single week.
What has been Tom Brady's effect on the Bucs?
I think his leadership is some of the biggest things. Tom is a great leader, and he's very humble in the way he carries himself. And I think a lot of guys pick up on his work ethic as well. So I think just a collective group of leaders that our team is a little bit older from that standpoint, but we've got some great young talent. We all feed off of that energy of each other being professionals, playing at a high level, and being perfectionists. And obviously, you can't be perfect in the game, but you can strive for that perfection. And that's something that I think he adds to the piece of the puzzle, because even before he got there, when I was there in 19, he had the ability to join a group of guys that were aiming for perfection, and he obviously added some good elements to it.
Before I let you go, I know you're using Yahoo Finance. Check all your stocks, right?
Yeah, of course. I definitely look at it on a daily basis.
Fair enough. All right, Ndamukong Suh, good to see you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate the time. I look forward to talking to you soon.